This week's episode on Trainers Cafe.
We are in the building, baby. Welcome to the first installment episode of Trainers Cafe, where I got my man Patrick Williams in the building. Now, if you may not know, if anybody that knows me, I'm Live Loud and Fit, Michael Michelle. One of the reasons I first got started training is because of this guy right here. People like him, how he's influenced. He may not even know it. He influenced me to become a trainer subtly. Well, Patrick, welcome, Trainers Cafe.
I'm flattered to be your first guest. I'm flattered to be here and experience this new adventure that you're going on. More power to you. More love in the building.
Now, Patrick, people may know Patrick Williams to be exact. Patrick Williams. How long you been in the business, Patrick?
Well, most people, let's just say I've been here almost 35 years.
35 years.
35 years
wow.
in the business.
Now that is a salute and a testimony to your dedication and doing what you love. When you do what you love, it is not work, baby. It is all fun. All right?
Absolutely.
So
well, makes life easy.
Tell me a little bit about that. How did I get started? When you first started, how was it?
Well, as an athlete, you always want an outlet. And when my athletic career after college was starting to come to an end, I needed to find an outlet. A friend of mine took me to a gym one day. Never been left since. It's always been my love since. Something else that was athletic, something else that was involved in being physical, stayed that way.
Wow, awesome, man. Now, you said 35 years now. That would be in 87?
It's 34 years this year. Next year, February will be 35. So I was 21 when I started.
So tell me how has it evolved and changed since then? Like, how was it back in the late 80s doing personal training?
I think back then you had to be you weren't specialists. You did everything. You learned how to run the gym. You learned how to monitor steam room, sauna, whirlpool, sales, teach classes, train, work the floor. So you have to be able to do everything. Today, specialists. But at the same time, specialists don't have the array of positions that work the picture.
Okay, perfect, awesome. Now, another thing, I see you're sporting a dope shirt here, Ladder Fitness. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
This has been my new venture the last 4 or 5 years. I've been training athletes for a long time. And using fitness ladders, it was always about, coach, what's next? Coach, what's next? So in my head, I had to figure out another way to give somebody not just a linear movement, but be able to change the formations. So I came up with the concept from a standpoint like a jigsaw puzzle, where you can put it together. And according to the trainer and the sport-specific movement, you're now dealing with a different athlete with a different sport, but the same product. So that's how I came up with the idea. And from there, it's just been taken off. We just came back from Germany, trying to get it across the world and get it out there in the universe so people who do what we do can do what they want with it, more so than being pigeonholed, that you put it on the ground in a straight line, and that's it.
Now, I don't know if you heard that, to get out to the universe, man. We in Germany, worldwide, baby, man. My boy do worldwide with the ladder, man. Which I love, spreading your knowledge throughout the world, and that is awesome. Now, I know you have so much to share with us, experiences. Now, what I do want to know, tell me some of your funniest training stories.
Well, funniest training stories, there's 2 ways to look at it. There's the funniest training story that happens in the gym, and there's the funny training stories that happen outside the gym.
I want it all, baby. I want it all.
Well, in the gym, I can guarantee you everybody's had a client where you're stretching and all of a sudden somebody has to pass flatulence.
Do you smell it? That smell. The kind of smelly smell. A smelly smell that smells smelly.
Sometimes it's...
Whoa, back that. I know people, Pat, I even have it in me passing while I'm stretching, but you telling me you were stretching them and they laid one on it? Oh, man.
Well, let's take it to, there's 2 ways to look at it. There's those that act as if it didn't happen and just continue as loud as it is.
No, you told me they act like nothing happened.
Like nothing happened. And there's those that thought that, oh, I'm sorry, and made you aware of it, even though you were aware of it. So there's 2 ways to look at it. And I'm sure many people have had it done before, but you've learned how to deal with it in a copacetic way.
Now tell me about this copacetic way. How in the world you done that? Did it hit you? Like you didn't even make no facial expressions, nothing?
Most of the time it's about the noise more so than,
Okay,
where you know it's very obvious.
Okay, all right.
Outside the gym, I'd say years ago I used to teach instructors around the world in Sweden and in Scandinavia. And, I used to teach classes and I'd have students that would run into me in the airport. So once I ran into a student in the airport in Sweden at the carousel waiting for our luggage. Think nothing of it, talking to her. Then all of a sudden, we see luggages going around the carousel, but people's underwears were on the conveyor belt, like somebody's suitcase broke open. Thought nothing of it. She's looking at me and we're laughing.
Yeah.
Then I realized that it was my bag that the underwears was on the conveyor belt. So I'm standing there, I'm trying to act as if I don't even see it because I knew it was mine.
Yeah.
And I had to wait till everybody left to pick all my luggage off the conveyor, the underwears, and put it back. My suitcase zipper broke.
Yeah.
And everything came out.
Just tell me you had clean underwear. Please tell me it was all clean.
My mother always says travel with clean underwear.
Okay, that's
don't
what
embarrass
I'm
me.
talking about. Okay, all right. All right, cool, dope. Now, I'm gonna rewind real quick. Now, when you first started, what was one of the places you first started at, as far as gyms or whatnot?
One of the first places I started in the Bronx, New York.
Got you.
I used to work for Jack LaLanne.
Wow.
When in the beginning, back in the days, and Jack LaLanne used to have what they call a super club called the Vertical Club.
Yeah.
Which was the big club in New York City.
Gotcha.
So once you get a name in a local club, they sort of take you there. Then I moved to Florida to go to school, and then I started working at the Fountain Blue back in the 80s when, Fountain Blue was the only gym on Miami Beach.
Wow, Fountain Blue, wow, man. So, what else did you, I know you have a diverse background. What else did you do in the beginning, or are you still do now?
Well, everything from teaching and choreographing classes to fitness routines for classes, weight training, preparation for competition, to step classes, done it all.
Okay, awesome. Now tell me about choreography. How do you get in that?
Well, again, like I said, we had to do everything. So back when I lived in New York, you had to teach classes as well as train on the floor. And as you grow with the process, you sort of take on, well, here's my niche.
Yeah.
Or here's my network for my training.
Gotcha.
And I used it from a standpoint of when I'm teaching classes, these people in front of me are my network for my personal training. So one fed the other. So that's where I says, you know what? If I get good at this, I can now have a position where they know me here and they know me here.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Now, what type of people have you choreographed besides just general pop? Who else? So
I've done choreography for the Heart Association, Miami Dolphins, fitness competitions, Miss Florida competition.
Gotcha.
I've done their choreography for women that have won Miss Florida, Fitness USA over the years.
Awesome, man. Dope. See, I didn't even know all that. I know this guy for a while, and I didn't even know all that. That's awesome. Now, we're gonna shift things a little bit, and we're gonna go to the floor, and you're gonna tell me some of your favorite exercises, and we're gonna see how we get down this ladder, man. We're gonna show how we work the agility ladder created by Patrick. All right. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Go ahead. Okay. Right here we have one ladder that we've more or less turned it into two ladders with a combination of a 1, 2, 3 count back to a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 count back to a 3 count. So your brain is constantly having to adjust.
Gotcha.
You want to try it out?
Yeah. Let's
go.
do this.
So
All
if
right.
you start on that side, so we're gonna go 1, 2, 3 count, right into a 5. 1, 2, 3. Right now it switches into a 5. Now back into a 3.
Yeah, baby.
So it's a constant brain function that's working here.
I love it, man. That switch up right here, awesome, man.
Okay. Let's put it. Grab that in. Yep. Yeah. So you're gonna you just attach it. So once you're here, you attach it all in. Now we're talking about each piece attaches right into the next. Right. So now that's your 5 count that you're doing all the way from one end to the other, right? But now, what if we want to go from a 5 count to a 9 count?
Oh, man.
Okay?
Yeah.
So we now take those apart, like that. just like that, okay? We are now putting it here and attach it in here. So now we're talking about a 9 count. And that's all in one ladder. So you're not talking about I'm asking you to 5-5 ladder.
Yeah.
Because now let's move it all the way over. So it's all on the green. Okay. So now we were just talking about a 9 count. Okay? That 9 count is all based on every step that you take. So you're here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a 9 count now. Now when you get to the end of it, that 9 count changes going backwards. So you're now getting into, from a standpoint of peripherally understanding what's behind you.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta get that try. Woo, man, not the 9 count, baby. Okay, all right, we got this though. We got this though. Here you go.
There you go. All right, back it up.
Oh, back. There we go. Oh. Still got those feet, baby.
And a lot of times, what I realize is athletes are the hardest to get them to understand. They just figure, I'm gonna get on it and do it.
Yeah.
Women, young people, they'll listen, say, okay, it's a 3 count, it's a 5 count, it's a 7 count. Athletes always think, I've done a ladder before. But now what I'm trying to do is get their brain constantly changing.
And it does.
And when the brain is constantly changing, you're thinking on the go.
It does.
And when you get to a point where it becomes easy,
Yes.
put some resistance bands on it.
Bingo.
Same thing.
Go. Yes, sir, man. That's what I'm talking. Brain recognized games, baby. Yo, that was some great stuff you just showed us right now. So tell me a little bit more about those drills we just did with the agility ladder.
Well, in a big scheme of an agility ladder, it should never leave anybody out. I have a son that has a disability. So being that he's in college now, from age 1, he's used it for all these years. So,
Wow.
and then I turn around and all the professional athletes and different teams that I've worked with. So if you think about it, the scope is large.
Yes.
So if you're the best or just the beginning, there shouldn't be any level that says you can't get on it.
Yes.
From someone
yes.
with a hip replacement to knee replacement, there shouldn't be anywhere you can't do, or there shouldn't be anything that can't be sport specific to increase your mobility.
Awesome, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. Movement is medicine, man, for everybody, no matter, no limitations, man. No limitations, all right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now, I have another question for you. What is your favorite 2 exercises? Tell me your favorite bodyweight exercise that anybody could do at home
Okay.
that could, again, cross the board, help anybody out. And start with that.
Well, I would have to say my favorite is a pull-up. Simple and plain, because I've told women that always told me I didn't want to do a pull-up or couldn't do a pull-up because I can't lift my own body weight. I've preached for years that if you got stuck in a hole, how are you going to get out? So at the end of the day, you got to find a way to get out.
Yes, sir,
and when you're backed into a corner,
Yeah.
the only way to do it is do it.
Yeah, yes,
So
sir. I
if
totally agree.
If it means you starting off at a low level, pulling up 5 inches, to working up to an assisted, to a band, whatever it is, number 1 I would say is a pull-up.
I 100% agree. I started with pull-ups from day 1, and not only that, it's a functional movement, something that will help you through life. All right.
Absolutely.
Now, what is your favorite weight-bearing exercises?
Weight bearing for myself or weight bearing to perform with students?
Both. Give me both.
Weight bearing for myself, I would have to say hammer strength chest press.
Okay.
That's for myself. For somebody else, weight bearing, I'd say weight bearing, which also could be considered non-weight bearing, would be a single leg squat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So whichever way, based on your strength and ability, I would say single leg squat.
Now, Patrick, thank you for coming on Trainers Cafe. Now, if somebody want to reach out to you or your equipment, find your equipment, how can they do so?
Well, you can reach me at ladderfitness.com or on all social media platforms, Ladder Fitness.
Okay, awesome.
One word.
All right, awesome. Well, again, this is our first installment of Trainers Cafe. Thank you for coming on. Patrick will be back again showing some dope stuff. And Trainer Cafe, we bring you the best in the health fitness industry from trainers, nutritionists, tell you about their experiences, their funniest stories, and dope content, baby. Dope content, man. Thank you again, brother.
Appreciate you.
And baby, we taking over, baby. We taking over. Stay tuned, Trainer Cafe.